Hey guys, Charla from Freezer Meals 101 here. I'm walking you through the food packing for a large family for when we go on a trip. So I'm gonna just kind of take you around my kitchen today as I frantically get ready because we're leaving tomorrow for a ski trip. What I have is I've written a list of what we're eating for lunch and supper each day. That will help me remember to bring all the items that we need for those things. So I'll just show you in the freezer. I have one row here. This is dedicated to the trip. So I've got chili. This is a sausage tortellini skillet. I made this last week when I did the 3 tortellini meals in less than 15 minutes. So you can see the video on that for that recipe. This is spaghetti sauce. This is a sausage and zucchini soup that's really nice and hearty. And it should have, if I lift it here, I don't know if you can see, but under there, the pasta for inside that is stapled into a bag on the back of that. So it's got everything that I need for that. And then here I've got quesadillas for my lunches that I'm bringing, and then breakfast burritos that I'll be bringing with us as well. So that's what I'm taking from the freezer, and I'll just show you some of the other preparations I do. I want to show you how I do this to save a lot of money, and how I do it to try to be organized and also to fit it all in, because there will be 8 of us in the vehicle, so we don't want to bring too much extra with us, but we also don't want to have to stop and get food along the way. So join me today while I take you through this process. Thanks guys, and if you're looking for more freezer meal ideas, frugal tips, things like that, you can subscribe here to Freezer Meals 101. Thanks guys. I'm just finishing up filling my syrup with this large Costco jug. It's so much more cost effective to fill your small syrup bottles with the giant Costco jug. And I know they're going to change the name of this brand, so I'm not going to say the existing name of the brand, but you know, doesn't matter about the brand. It's just so much more cost effective to buy the giant jug and then fill your small jugs. So I'm bringing some syrup with us because I've made pancakes ahead, and those can easily be put in the toaster or in the microwave, and then some syrup. I find it's easier to bring that than toast, because if you bring that, you have to worry about bringing butter and peanut butter, and for a family this size you can't get away with bringing one of those tiny little peanut butter containers, like the little travel size, so it just takes up a lot more room. Whereas like I'll just bring one of these syrup things and like a bag of pancake batter, or not batter, sorry, the pancakes already made up. And so the other thing that I'm doing is bringing oatmeal for breakfast. And again, I don't want to bring this giant box with us because this will take up a lot of space. So I'm just putting the oatmeal packets in a Ziploc bag, and then the kids can make themselves oatmeal. And oatmeal, like, yes, it's good for breakfast, but this is more like when the kids are coming in off the hill, they're super hungry, looking for a quick snack, and supper's not quite made. These work really well for hungry teens or for late night snacks too. So this bag will obviously take up a lot less space than this box would. Hey, okay, so I'm just gonna show you a little bit of what I've got going on for the packing. So I kind of sorted it into like breakfast, dinners, snacks, whatever. So I've got pancakes and the syrup, and then underneath here I've got pumpkin muffins. I don't know if you can see those. I've also packed some of those for the vehicle. in the bag that we're gonna be able to snack within the vehicle. And then I've got the oatmeal and sugar cereal, which my kids never get except we're on vacation. And one of my daughters was with me earlier, so she got to pick what kind of sugar cereal we got. And then I've got some snacks. So I've got some chips, which will be like either for the drive or for when we're there. And then like cookies and whatever, and some homemade Chex Mix. This is big hit with everybody. And then drinks, so some hot chocolate mix bags. My favorite tea, it's this like vanilla Earl Grey, really good. And my sugar for my tea. And then I looked at like when I've got some wipes to bring for in the vehicle and when we're there. And then I looked at my list of what the dinners were and looked at what we would need. So like the one soup, you just add water to, so I know I don't need anything, but the other soup, you need to add a Tetra Pak of chicken broth, so I'm bringing that. The salsa is both for the quesadillas and the breakfast burritos. Then I thought about the spaghetti, and so I've got the noodles, the sauce is a freezer meal, and then with that we're having salad, so I pre-washed the lettuce and put it in a bag, and you're able to fit like a lot in here if you want. You really compact it. And then I'll pack some goat cheese, tomatoes, dressing for that night when we have that, and then chili flakes for the tortellini sausage bake and also for the spaghetti, and then salt and pepper because you know you can always use those. So there's that, and then I've got some carrot sticks and some other like veggie type things for the drive. So now I'm going to show you what I'm doing to pack for the drive, because it's a really long drive, or fairly long drive, and there will be 8 of us in the vehicle. Normally we would stop probably once to eat, but the province we're in with COVID restrictions right now, restaurants aren't allowed to be open. So I'm going to be making sandwiches for everybody, so on croissants, and put what they like inside. Just fine with croissants, you don't need to add like mayo or butter or mustard, or you know, like you don't need to add condiments, so then it doesn't get soggy. So that's my trick for that, is things don't get soggy. So today I was able to get these packs of fruit snacks for like, it's a giant pack, it's usually $10, and it was $2.49. So I got 2, and I also got like some little individually packed cookies and crackers and things like that. Lots of granola bars that I already had. So the trick that I'm going to show you is just when, again, space is of a premium, you just want to like open everything and put it in. So I'm using a, like, what is this, like a cooler bag. That way I can put an ice pack in here and it will keep our croissant sandwiches safe. But for everything else, I've got pumpkin muffins in there, and my husband likes these, he's Dutch, so he likes these like double salted licorice. He calls them droppies. I think it's disgusting, but he likes them, and most of our kids love them. And then there's some peanuts in there for him, and some, what else have we got? Some licorice, and you know, all that stuff. I've got these fruit snack things are just going directly in there, so they're just getting dumped in there. Same with the granola bars and everything else. But my trick is that I'm also packing some in my suitcase, and the reason for that is because if it goes in the main like grocery area, the kids will eat them while we're there. But if I pack it in my suitcase, then I can refill this thing with granola bars and fruit snacks and like pretzels and crackers and all that stuff before we come home, and then we have things for the drive home. So that's just a little tip, a little like mom hack that works really well. So I realized that when I did my packing video, I forgot a few tricks to share with you. So now that we're here, I just thought I would share them before I forget. So be sure to pack bags with you. So in this one Ziploc, I've got sandwich bags, medium bags, black garbage bags, And then I also brought some white smaller garbage bags, and then there's some dishwasher tabs in there. Super handy to have. I know some of my kids today used some medium-sized bags to put their phones into while they're skiing so they don't get wet, just in case they fall, which will probably happen. And then of course when you're packing up at the end, the black garbage bags can come in really handy for dirty clothes or for ski equipment, like snow pants or that kind of thing. The other thing is packing meds. You can get these containers like that where you can pack for each person, and then being sure to bring things like EpiPens, Reactin, Polysporin, Band-Aids, Tylenol, Advil, all those kind of things depending on, and for us with kids with asthma and things, we have to bring the Ventolin nebulizers, nebules, different puffers or inhalers, all that kind of stuff. So that's just a little med trick, is to not bring all the individual meds, but just pack them into these little containers so that it's really easy for the kids to use, really easy for me to keep track of. And then I put those into the front seat of the vehicle in that black box, like bag cooler thing that I was showing you the other day that I put all the snacks in for the vehicle, because then they're in the vehicle if we need them on the drive, and then they're also easy to access once we get to where we're going. So the other thing is that I keep once we arrive at our destination, I keep our groceries in the bags that I brought them in, just so that they're easy to not lose and keep track of. And then also I can fold those down really easily at the end, so we're not using as much space on the way home. Then my other hack is to bring one big cooler, of course, but also if we need other cooler space, to bring these small, like portable coolers. Now this one's empty now, and so it can pack down into nothing. It flattens completely. Let's see if I can do that here. So there, we've got our flattened cooler, and won't take up as much space on the way home, and space is of course always a premium. So I hope some of these tips for how to pack for your food for a large family when you go on vacation have helped. When we go camping this summer and go for a much longer time and probably bring more of the kids with us, I will do another one, because I do have hacks for larger or longer trips. This one is only a 4-day trip. So anyway, thanks guys for joining in. See you later.